where we really like to begin is actually with this definition of financial independence. And this definition actually is all-inclusive, but having a pool of money large enough to produce an income stream to pay for your wants, needs, and desires sounds just like any other definition of financial independence. But quite frankly, without depleting the pool of money is actually a very different approach. And this is where we use the fixed equity index strategies, the fixed equity index life insurance policies, because it's the only method and it's the only way that you can put yourself in a position, just like a commercial bank, to leverage your money without liquidating it. And we're going to explain that a little bit more in detail in part 2 of the presentation. And through our years of dedicated research and just working with so many small business owners, we've actually come up with a lot of common traits that small business owners have in common that make them very successful and eventually financial independent. And the first one is that they have the correct business structure. And when they have the correct business structure, they actually separate their business income and their assets. For example, as a doctor, you're going to have patient records, you're going to have equipment, you're going to have x-ray machines. Those type of things are assets. And we generally have our doctors separate the income stream from those assets. And so we would eventually create 2 different business entities. For example, one might be an S corporation or a PC. And then I'm going to explain a little bit more in detail. One of the reasons here is you end up saving thousands of dollars by paying yourself in a dividend fashion. The other thing that a lot of doctors have in common is they have the proper estate plan. Now, this could also include an asset protection program. This is where you've positioned your money, you've positioned your wealth, that if you go through a divorce, if you're ever sued, or you go through a bankruptcy, that your assets are protected. And we do this by setting up a family revocable trust, a will, and a living will, and we actually make sure that your trust is funded. Next, we want to make sure that we understand the difference of good debt versus bad debt. And the only types of debts that you can really write off is real estate. And so we always have this fundamental belief that you should get rid of all the debt that you have except a mortgage loan. So we try to put everything into a mortgage consolidation, and if you go into debt, that would be the ideal debt that you do have. But we also have and are blessed with an opportunity through the Federal Housing Administration that when you turn 65 years old, you can turn that mortgage into a reverse mortgage, and therefore you end up saving your payments, utilizing your money during the years of accumulation without trying to pay off that debt that actually gives you your biggest tax advantages. They also have great retirement savings programs. And we like to focus again on equity index based accounts. These are non-risk accounts. These can be used in life insurance. They can be used in qualified plans like IRAs, SEP IRAs, 401ks, profit sharing plans. But a lot of successful doctors try to get to the point where they're saving at least 10% of their gross collections in their own family bank. Now, this may not happen right away, and it may take 2, 3, 4 years. But certainly within 4 to 7 years, if you follow some of the strategies that we recommend, you'll be able to save at least 10% of your gross collections into your own family bank. And then, of course, you want to make sure that you have the right types of insurance, and they are in adequate amounts, like health insurance, long-term care, life insurance, disability, and malpractice.